Tiwi here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tiwi. I feel like that's so hard because I've been posting so many videos and stuff. But yeah, my name is Tiwi, and I am the CEO of She Innovates. And She Innovates is basically a business and lifestyle platform for women, a space for women to be, become, and be seen. And on these lives, which we're going to be doing regularly, are like it's just going to be like little interviews. If you guys have seen our series on YouTube, we do a series called Her Story, and we've got a special guest. Hey girl.
Hey, hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? You look so
I'm good.
lovely.
Oh, thank you. You look great. I like the hair.
Thank you, girl. I'm trying to a new thing. We're straying away from like just the black,
Hmm.
and we're trying to. Apparently blondes have more fun. So
I
I'm just
have heard that said. Hmm.
so
Highlights for the
honestly,
summer.
just dipping and diving. For real, for real. But yeah, should we introduce you?
My name is Tatenda.
Yeah.
I am the founder of Glow Up Sister, which is a community for women across all walks of life. I will get more into it, I think, as the conversation proceeds. But yeah, Glow Up Sister is for all women.
Amazing. Okay, so you've got a bit of an accent. Where are you
Hmm.
from?
So both parents Zimbabwean,
Mm-hmm.
but born and raised in the Netherlands.
Okay.
And then people always, the follow-up question is that how people speak in the Netherlands? So I went to international schools for my entire education. So a lot of my teachers were American, some teachers were British, some were European. So it's like a weird hybrid accent. But if you meet anyone that went to school with me, we have the same accent.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. I love that though. I love that. It's like you've kind of got like a bit of
A
everything
little.
going
It
on.
depends. It depends who I'm talking to. Like a different variation of an accent might come out. It just happens that way.
Hmm. Amazing. So
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit more about yourself in terms of like your background, in like, what you do,
Mhm.
that kind of thing?
So I wear quite a few hats. By day, I am a digital marketing executive, working in corporate.
Hmm.
Um, Outside of that, I'm quite the creative. So I write. I've written a book.
Hmm.
Um, I do a lot of projects. I also am a social media manager for some clients on the side, and I run Glow Up Sister as well.
Oh my
Just a
God,
few,
that's
just a
amazing.
few hats. Just a few
Just
hats.
just a few. I mean,
Yeah,
multi-hyphenated, like we love that. Um,
one or two.
so how long have you been doing like the whole media marketing stuff?
Um, I'll say about 2 to 3 years now. I did my first degree was in media and publishing, and then
Mm,
I did my master's in digital marketing. So it's my day job, but it's also the job that I like doing on the side. So I'm doing
yeah.
it freelance as well.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about like Glow Up Sister?
Hmm.
What made you start?
Um, I stumbled into Glow Up Sister by accident.
Mm,
What happened was at the tail end of 2019, I was diagnosed with a heart condition, and they basically said you have to have surgery or it could be fatal.
wow.
So in December of 2019, I had heart surgery, and then immediately after, while I was recovering from heart surgery, it was just a lot of things going on. Like like your early 20s when you're just going through like growing pains
Yeah.
and heartbreak and toxic friendships, toxic relationships, just everything on top of my actual heart breaking. My heart was also breaking quite metaphorically as well.
Mm,
So while I was recuperating from the surgery, I wrote a book. Book was titled Growing Pains. And then after I wrote the book, I was like, okay, cool, I'm done sharing my story. Like, that's it. Like, everyone's in my business now. It's a bit much. No need for anything else.
mm,
And then as I was kind of promoting the book, I also had a blog. So in my blog, I'd kind of share like what was in my head and what was going on. And that's when I realized it was a lot bigger than me. There were people across the globe who were reading and like paying attention to what I was saying. And that to me was kind of scary.
mm.
So as part of promotion, I took one of the blog posts and I made it into an audio. After I did that, more people tuned into the audio than they did to the written stuff. So I was like, I could do something with this.
Mm.
Then I created a podcast. It was called the Glow Up Podcast, and it was in my final year of uni. I was figuring things out. It was just a mess. It was kind of like an audio diary of me going through the motions and still trying to hold on to faith and like see where God was going to take me through it.
Yeah.
And then I started my master's, and it stopped because I didn't have time. And then I kind of thought, when I do come back into the podcasting space, it needs to be something bigger than just my audio diary. Like, I'm not that important. My story is not that important. And I've been going through a lot and spiritually growing and spending a lot of time in God's presence. And I think the revelation that I had was, if I have gone through the things I've gone through, and if I've grown through them and healed through them, I have to go back and get my sisters.
Yeah.
So that's the premise of Glow Up Sister. It's not about me. It's not about any one woman who is a part of the community, but it's about us going back for our sisters and holding each other up and creating that safe space and creating that community where women can all feel seen, valued, and glow up and go from strength to strength together.
I think that's so powerful. That's so, so powerful. I feel like, wow. That's so loaded. That is so loaded. That is such a powerful, it's not just a page, it's not just a podcast, but it's a calling. It's a calling. That is so powerful. And it's like God has literally given you the platform to be able to live out your purpose. And I think that is so beautiful. Like, just based on your experience. Wow.
Yeah, I think that to me was the scariest part, because it's so outside of my comfort zone. I don't like speaking. I'm very introverted. I keep to myself. And so when I realized that it's a lot bigger than me, it means that every week I have to get uncomfortable and get on a microphone and start speaking and doing things that I don't feel comfortable doing, because the call is bigger than me.
100%. That actually reminds me of something. Recently I was speaking to a colleague of mine, and well, a friend, and we were just talking about how sometimes your comfort zone is the place that promotes complacency. And the very fact that you have, like, you are actively coming out of your comfort to do something, you know, like, not just for yourself, like you were saying, but for other people, and, you know, to glorify the name of the Lord in that. Like, I think that is just so powerful. That's so wonderful. It's amazing. I love that. I love that so much. So about your book a little bit, like, can you speak a little bit more about your book?
So I published it when I was 22. And at the time, it seemed like, at 22, like, how much life have you really lived that you would publish a whole book about your life? It's titled Growing Pains, and it just kind of details my journey in my faith, in my friendships, in my relationships, foundational relationships. It goes into toxic relationships. It goes into, like, daddy issues. It goes into generational cycles, and kind of how I peeled back and what God revealed to me about who I was in that moment. And that's essentially what the book is about.
Yeah, no, that's so good. And I think those are all, like, topics that we all kind of struggle with, like the whole daddy issues, the whole, like, relationships, friendships, and how to navigate through those, like, arenas, if you call it, like, of life. I feel like they're all very big topics as well, and for you to have been able to delve into your own experience, to be able to share that wisdom, I think that is such a big thing in itself. Like, was it, like, I think you said you were scared to do that because, like, that is very much, like, out of your comfort zone, but like, how did you work through that fear?
That is a really good question. I don't think anyone has ever asked me that before. I think in the moment when I, like, have an itching to do something, because I wrote the book in, like, record time. I couldn't really do anything. I was on bed rest. So I would just wake up and write and write and write and write. And I think when I realized that it really was greater than myself, and the thing that pulled the fear away was knowing that there was an assignment attached to it. And so the mind space I kind of put myself in, even now when I create content or when I put out an episode, I think if it's me in my human nature, I'm considering how many people are listening, how many views are there, how many people are tuning in. But if I take away from that and I say, God, breathe on it, and God, do what you want to do with it, it means that even if there's 3 viewers, if someone gets something from it that impacts them, if someone gets a glimpse of who God is through the words I'm writing or the words that I'm speaking, then my job is done. I think that's the biggest thing that helps me not be afraid. I still get scared, but the thing that cancels out that fear is knowing that you've been assigned to do this and there's no one else who can do it the way that you can do it. So just show up in the moment. And when you show up to the moment, let God work through you.
No, I love that so much. Oh, I love everything. I love that so much. That is so powerful. So, through the whole experience, what would you say are the main lessons that you've learned, and just words of wisdom that you can pass on to any other woman out there who might have experienced the same things that you have gone through, or might be kind of trying to work through that fear of coming out of your comfort zone? Do you have any words of wisdom?
I'll start with what you said about the biggest lessons. I would say for me, the biggest lessons have come in the form of realizing that I'm very much independent. I like to do things on my own. I like to say I did it by myself. And I find it very difficult to ask people for help or to ask people to chime in, because I don't like to put expectations on people. I'm always like, I can do it myself. I can do it myself. And I think in the journey, I've learned that we were never created to be an island. We were never created to walk life alone, to do it by ourselves. We were created to be in community. And in being in community, that means getting vulnerable enough to ask for help, or getting vulnerable enough to ask for assistance, or ask someone to show up for you or to be there for you. And in doing so, you have to find that safe space and that safe community. So ultimately, that's what I've tried to create in Glow Up Sister, because a lot of times it's very nice to say, like, yeah, get in community, find people, find like-minded people and get in community. But sometimes, like for me personally, a lot of my closest friends, they live in different countries. They live very far. So that tangible community in a day-to-day life basis thing is not really there. But I kind of had to get it out of my mind that, like, because people aren't physically there, I don't have community. So I think the biggest lesson was in understanding, just because people aren't physically there, there's still people there that will go to bat for you. There are people who are praying for you. There are people who are going to war on your behalf, and they'll travel the distance to show up for you when needed. And that's what I've tried to create in Glow Up Sister, because it baffles me every time I look at the countries that people are listening in from, like countries I've never even thought of even going to. And to think that from my recording space, where I can just sit there with a microphone and put it up on the internet, and there's people in countries across the globe listening, it's just that hope to create a safe space that transcends any kind of borders or space, where we're not going through life by ourselves. There's circumstances and things that you go through that you're not the only person who's ever gone through them. And in knowing that there's a global community, not just a community of people that live in your neighborhood or people that look like you, but globally, like people that don't have the same background as you, people that aren't the same race as you, people that aren't the same age as you, can all relate in knowing that we've gone through things and we grow from them and we heal from them.
100%. I love that so much. Oh, wow. Loaded. Honestly, I just have to, I do this thing at the end of every like her story or like interview, where I just have to kind of like edify whoever I'm talking to. And I cannot lie to you, just based on your story, it just shows how much God loves you, and how much God is gonna use you, not even just for the listeners who are listening to you right now, but the people who are going to listen to you. You know, it's not just a now kind of thing. It's a, like, this is a generational kind of thing, not just through a podcast, but however else God is going to use you, to use your voice, he's going to get you out of your comfort zone even more. It's scary. It's scary.
Very,
Trust me, I
very.
know.
It's terrifying, but we're out here.
Honestly, it's scary, but like you said, it's greater than you. It's an assignment, and God is going to use you like never before. And I can just feel it. I can just feel it. Wow. Thank you, God. Thank you, Holy Spirit.
Ooh, glory,
I'm
glory, glory. Oh, glory,
honestly,
glory.
God is too good, man.
Too
God is too good.
good, too
Um,
good.
oh, I actually felt that. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Whoa.
Ooh,
Oh, for
won't he
real. No,
do
I
it?
felt that. I felt
Won't he
that.
do it?
I think just get ready to get out of your comfort zone even more.
Ooh,
Get ready. Get ready. That's all I can say.
that's heavy. That's heavy because now you put pressure on me.
Girl, it's not about
Okay,
pressure. It's
you
just
put a
about
little pressure on me.
now it's just it's time for you to just go to God and deal with him, fam. Because
We're gonna have a conversation after this. We're gonna have to
honestly,
take it to my heavenly Father and ask him what's up.
what's going on? Because
What's really going on?
for real, for real. No, but I just thank you so much, even just for your time and being able and being willing to share your story and your journey. And I just like, can you tell me a little bit more about anything else that you have going on? Any like just any projects that you have coming up soon? I know you started a YouTube channel, right?
Yes, we started a YouTube channel last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I got on there and I got very vulnerable. So if
Mm-hmm.
anyone wants to watch the video, it's up, Glow Up Sister. We are now on YouTube. There are a few projects and things in the works. Hopefully in the upcoming months, they will come to fruition. There's something special that I have been working on. It's been a while since I've written, but I felt burdened to write something. So there's something that is brewing, but in due time, I will be ready to share. But in the meantime, Glow Up Sister, we're getting out there in terms of social media. So we're on YouTube, we're on TikTok, podcast episodes are coming out. This week, we're actually talking about having the audacity to break a cycle, which is going to be quite interesting. So yeah, we're everywhere, really.
Amazing. And I'm sure everyone is going to go and check you out and support you.
I hope so.
As they should. As they should. Okay. After that word.
I hope so.
No, but thank you so much again, just like for coming on and for again being willing to just share your journey, share your story, share your heart with us, because it's not easy. It's not easy to come on here and share like this. But yeah, I commend you so much, and I love you so much. We're gonna have to like connect after this and just
Yes, definitely.
legit.
Yes. And thank you so much for having me. I love everything that you're doing, and everyone needs to go to your event. It's on this week, right?
Yes,
yes.
On Friday.
Everybody needs to be there. Yes.
Oh,
thank you so much for having
girl.
me.
Do it for the girls all around the world.